You can hear every episode of Don't Listen to Us ad-free with Lemonada Premium. Just tap that subscribe button on Apple Podcasts or head to Lemonada Premium to subscribe on any other app. That's lemonadapremium.com. It's Monday morning in New York.
Oh, God. We're a little excited. Are we feeling excited for your new radio experience?
Yeah.
How are you guys? How you doing?
Okay, huh?
Okay, I'm a little friend of Mandy's.
Dad's.
Hi. I've never done a radio show before, but I'm here to have a good time.
Dad seems like he's in a really good mood. How do you get him in a slightly less good mood?
Just turn the volume down. I try and go like this, hon, but it doesn't work.
Okay, Mom, Dad, where are we?
We're here.
We're in America.
I wasn't going to say that.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't want to lose listeners.
Yeah.
So we're in upstate. We're in some upstate state.
Yeah.
We're in the upstate region of some state, and
we're in Mom's office.
In Mom's office.
This is really my safe space.
Well, thanks for letting us come into your space, Mom.
I'm very happy you're here, hon.
And we're here trying out our podcast, Don't Listen to Us, our take it or leave it advice show with me, Gideon, Mandy Patinkin, and my parents. And we're excited to be with you all and, talk about some stuff.
And be less alone in this crazy moment that we're all in together.
Can we just introduce ourselves to our friends out there?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I think that's
Who
good.
are we?
I am Kathryn Grody Patinkin. I am an elder, Jewish elder. I'm trying to ban the word. I am trying to get rid of the concept of senior. I find it, been there, done that, wasn't my best year. I find it so insulting.
Do you think of yourself more as an elder than an actress and a writer or a
some
mom
days,
or a
honey,
wife?
some days. Well,
Okay.
no, I'm an elder actress, elder wife, grandmother.
What are you before you're an elder?
You're a late middle-aged person.
Dad,
What's the cutoff?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it depends. I used to think that
You said 80 is when you're old.
I said 80 is when, well, no, I said 80 is early elder and 90 is old. I'm amending it.
And Dad, who are you?
I'm Dad.
Okay.
And who are you?
I'm Gideon. There's son.
In what birth order?
I am second of the Grody Patinkin.
How do you think
clan.
that's impacted you being the second?
It's allowed me to watch all you crazy lunatics a little bit longer.
You don't
and
feel you're a crazy
notes.
lunatic? You didn't inherit any of it?
I think I'm about 43% less crazy than anyone else.
I'm also known as Gramps.
Gramps, yeah.
I consider that my new...
Do you think of yourself now more as a grandfather or a father?
As Gramps, as a grandfather. Because you're not interested in anything I have to say at this point, are you?
Oh,
I'm
look,
here doing this
doing
podcast with you.
Yeah.
Well, I just thought you needed.
Really?
I just thought you needed to kill the day.
Oh my God! There's so many other ways I could kill the day.
Moving right along.
So we sent a message out to our little community online on social media, wanting to hear from people, their questions, looking for advice, having experiences, what they want to talk about. And you guys like talking to people most of the time.
I love talking to people.
Yeah. You love it all the time. Dad loves it sometimes.
On occasion, yeah.
So let's ease in with a relationship dynamic that may be familiar to a lot of listeners. Here's our first voice note from a couple, Kate and Keith.
Hello? Oh, I think this is going now. So what's our... Keith, hey, what's our question?
I think it was something about how to deal with me.
No, I think the question was, so we're sitting out here on our deck, enjoying this Friday afternoon, and I was telling Keith, my husband of 20 years, that bugs the shit out of me when he says something competently. Like when we were on the trail earlier today, we spent the day in the forest, and I took a picture of a moth, a beautiful moth, and I asked you what kind of moth it was. I saw, and you said it was with like utter confidence. You said it was an emperor moth.
Yeah, and it was an emperor moth.
No, it wasn't an emperor moth.
It was a type of emperor moth.
No, it was a silk moth. So what bugs me is that he will say things. No, he will say things with such confidence, and then when I realize he's like talking out of his ass, like it could be the emperor moth, it could be the plumbing issue, it could be electrical. But anyway, I guess our question is, how do you guys manage when one person speaks confidently out of their ass, but they're actually not right or correct? Was it an emperor? It was not an emperor moth.
It was a type of emperor moth.
No, it wasn't. It was a silk moth. Look it up.
Yeah, what's your advice how they should deal with this going further into their years? You guys are, what, 40 years in?
45. 47. 45 official.
Okay.
I think...
What do you mean? It's 47.
Honey, we will
it's not
celebrate
just
our
from
45th.
marriage, it's from hello.
Okay, from hello is 47. I think, Kate, you pick and choose which is important to be corrective about and which doesn't really matter, and how intense the correction is,
How do you feel you do at that?
It depends.
Yeah.
How do you feel you do with that, Dad?
I feel that I have actually been at fault as the person who had to be right in the past, but as I got older, and it's like, to me, life is pandemic to today, and then there was pre-pandemic, and I would say the pandemic improved my behavior exponentially.
Wow.
I became nicer in every way imaginable, more agreeable. I listened better. I agreed more often. I didn't feel I had to win because we had to be together alone for God knows how long. And it was like a light switch.
Do you feel you also became kinder to yourself?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not at all.
But I think
I did become a better person to be with for Mom.
Yeah.
I did
and I
more,
appreciated
my chores
that.
better. Yeah.
Yeah.
I cleaned up more. We each pulled our weight more and realized, and then, as pandemic faded, assholedom came back.
On both our parts, I must say. But I think if Kate was able just to pick and choose when she needs to correct Mr. Keith and when she can let it go and maybe show him the information later in a different form.
I love that.
And just keep her sense of humor.
Maybe the emperor moth wouldn't be the one to dig into.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not right at that moment.
Excellent. I love that. Let's go to our next question. That was your first question. That was right.
It's
not so hard.
A little strange, because I thought the people were live, but they weren't. That was just their question. But they sounded so live.
We'll let you know if someone's live. Okay, this next one is another voice note from Carl.
Hi, this is Carl from Missoula, Montana. I got a question for you. I use a bidet. Why don't more Americans use bidets? Is there something wrong with us? Is American toileting barbaric? Looking forward to what you have to say. Thanks.
I don't think I understand.
He said, why don't? Play it again, would you?
He uses a bidet.
Oh.
And he's asking if American toileting is barbaric.
Oh, God.
Meaning without bidets.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more, Carl. I've been using a bidet since birth.
That is not true. I got you your first bidet for Hanukkah.
Yeah.
It is, and I beloved it.
And there was an article about it recently.
I beloved my bidet.
I mean, I don't think it's, given people's limited options all over the world on toileting, I think just a regular toilet is a lucky thing to have. And if you're really lucky, then you have a bidet. But I don't think it's barbaric not to have one.
I have a particular affinity toward the toilet paper. You grab it from the paper is loose on top, hanging down.
Sure.
So it's not coming from the back. And I really get pissed off forget the bidet shit. I forgive the pun. But I really get pissed off when people come stay in my home.
Yeah.
And they switch the way the toilet paper's on the roll.
Oh yeah.
I think that's a lot of nerve.
That sounds really difficult.
Well, it is difficult.
Yeah.
I don't understand why someone would do that.
Right.
I mean, I've lived in places and traveled in places where there is no particular toilet available. So I have a large range of acceptability about this.
But
you know?
Do you guys remember when I got you that bidet toilet for Hanukkah? You were very skeptical.
Yeah.
And you really didn't know about this whole thing. And then you used it once or twice, and the next thing I knew, you had it in every bathroom in your house.
Yeah, well, that's mostly for the warming aspect of it in
That's
the
all I
winter,
like.
which is really wonderful.
The warm seat.
You don't use the spray feature?
No, never.
What?
Yeah.
I do on occasion.
Completely insane.
Yeah.
We
I
knew
do
a
on
famous
occasion.
movie star who didn't use toilet paper.
Yeah.
Very famous, gorgeous, like one of the most beautiful movie stars on the
What
planet.
did they use?
Newspaper. It was an ecological save.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't even know
This is really,
where to begin.
Yeah.
really, yeah.
And did they flush the newspaper?
Or
I
maybe.
would hope so.
Yeah.
I never.
I don't know.
I was told this by Mom.
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, this next one, we're going to pivot a little bit, and this one came in through email. So, Mom, I'm going to hand this to you to read out our question from Ellis.
Okay.
You know, in the future, I would love a little button so that when I have to cough, I can silence my mic so it's not annoying people.
Okay.
What is this that we're doing?
This is a letter that came from somebody, right?
This is our next question, came in from email from Ellis, and Mom's going to read it out for us.
Dear Mandy and Kathryn, I need advice from some nice Jewish parents about coming out as trans to my nice Jewish dad. I'm ready to do it, and I want to do it, and I'm 99% sure my dad will be accepting of it, but I just can't. I know that a big part of what's blocking me is that I've been hiding this part of myself for nearly 50 years, and I no longer know how to be anyone other than this version of myself that everyone else knows. When you're an eldest daughter, as I was raised to be, you learn from an early age that you are the family glue. Everyone depends on you for everything. And now, after a half century, it feels impossible to stand up and say, hey, this is something I need to do for myself and myself alone. There's a dream I have sometimes where I'm trying to take off a shirt and I just can't figure out how to do it. The sleeves are too tight, the neck hole is too small to fit over my head, the body keeps getting stuck up around my ribs or my armpits, and I just get trapped in this suffocating fabric until I wake up gasping. If my dreams worked in Hollywood, they get laughed out of the room for being too on the nose. What I need metaphorically are scissors. Please tell me where I can find my scissors. How can I cut my way out of this? Thank you so much for considering my question, Ellis.
Can I see that?
Wow.
Thanks, Ellis.
Thank you, Ellis. We have our family motto is an E.E. Cummings poem that is, to be yourself in a world which is doing its best night and day means to fight the hardest battle that any human being can fight and never stop fighting. And I have great empathy that you have felt discomfort in being able to be who you are for 50 years. And if you're 99% sure that your dad will be supportive, I think you should act on that. And it sounds like you have a loving family, and you will be the glue anyway, you know?
I don't know what comes up for you, Dad, with that.
I have a little faith in your father. Tell him. He's been your father since the beginning. If he has a single cell of brain matter in his skull, he will be loving toward you, whether he means it or not. And he'll learn to mean it if he doesn't initially mean it. But give him some time and space and trust him, and he'll feel that. But don't hide it from your father. It doesn't bode well for both of you for the long run. You'll need each other more and more as time goes on. And if you have the courage to ask the hardest question, which is, can you love me the way I am, no matter what, then he'll find it, even if he doesn't find it at that exact moment. Give him a shot.
Amen. Thank you, Ellis.
Thank you for asking us that question.
Yeah.
I just had this image, Alice, of you just handing your dad the scissors and having him, say, let me help you be who you are.
Love that. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Wait a minute. There's Becky. She wants to be in the ad.
Okay, she can be in the ad. Do you have dog phones?
These are great JLab headphones. Few people know this. They're the most unique earphones for dogs. Right. And dogs have very sensitive ears. So this is the one you want to get if you have a dog.
Which model did you get?
Yeah, I got them all. My favorite one is this one, the Epic Open Sport. Epic Open Sport comes in this incredible little case, and it's fun here. Wait a minute, I can even show you this. I just had the thing because I was charging my stuff earlier. Look, you take a UBC. It's what this is called. Look at me with all my language here. UBC. Is that called? What's it called? UBC.
That's just 100% wrong. USB-C.
That's the cord. That's the plug
USB-C.
USB-C, and then it lights up. You see when it's all lit up. And then you have it. You open it up. You open it up. Has a nice little case.
But Dad, tell me how the actual headphones feel in your actual ear holes, playing actual ear sound.
I put them in immediately, and I love it. Takes me away from the noise in my head and puts the music in my being. Look for the blue box at retailers everywhere, or you can shop jlab.com and use code DON'TLISTEN for 15% off your order today. And always keep the JLab tune in your head. J-L-A-B, JLab. That's the headphone just for me. And if they use that, I'll make them pay.
This show is sponsored by MIDI Health. And let me tell you, I'm so thrilled to learn about MIDI Health because when I was in midlife and when I was going through perimenopause and menopause, they did not exist. I felt alone like every woman going through this was made to feel. And we were made to feel ashamed and embarrassed and to feel that our vibrancy in all areas was over. Do you know today, 75% of women seeking care for menopause and perimenopause issues are left entirely untreated? How is that possible? MIDI Health is now here to provide individualized telehealth, which is covered by your insurance, by the way. And they will listen, take women seriously, and encourage you to move on to this next act, get through it less insane than I was. So I really encourage you to check them out. If you're ready to feel your best and write your own second act, visit joinmidi.com today. Book your personalized, insurance-covered virtual visit. That's joinmidi.com, M-I-D-I. The care women deserve. That's progress. Hallelujah.
We're back. I love that product. We're back.
And just do one that says that?
And we're back.
Great.
He's a bit controlling, my son.
Just
my son.
Everyone's doing great. Okay, so Mom, Dad, this round will be joined by live callers.
Are we ready for this?
I think you're. Yeah,
I don't think we're ready.
It's just a person. You'll be great. Next, we have Lori from Portland. So first, we're going to hear Lori's question, and then she'll be on the line with us.
Hi, Mandy and Kathryn. Okay, here goes nothing. I'm a 61-year-old woman, although I'm told I look about 10 to 15 years younger on good days. I have a beautiful 30-year-old daughter. I've been married and divorced and married and divorced. You get the picture. I've lost in relationships and also through grief, having lost my father and my brother 3 months apart just 5 years ago, my most important family relationships. I've gone from a person who loved every part of life to someone who really doesn't love anything except that beautiful daughter of mine. The situation in the country and the world hasn't helped, and I just feel like an empty shell sometimes. Please don't think this is a cry for help. I'm fine. I just miss having that capacity to actually open up and love another person, or be willing to, I guess. How do I get my mojo back and open up my heart again? And please don't say dating
Okay.
apps. I appreciate you, Lori.
So we've got Lori on the line. Hi, Lori.
Hi, Lori.
Hi, how are
Hi,
you?
Lori. I'm good. I want to answer your question first. I remember I was minding my own business, and I was in, I was about, 19 or 20? And we just moved a lot of our friends in New York, got a U-Haul, moved everybody around. And then I ended up being in a play with a young lady that was, interested in playing with me on more than just the stage. And I fell head over heels with this person. And then we did the play, and we had a relationship in the play together. And then in the middle of the play, she dumped me, and I was devastated. I had to finish the play. The director came up and go, "Why are you crying all the time? What's going on?" And I went, "Oh, my God." Anyway, I made it through it. And then one day, about 9 months later, I'm at a bar on Columbus Avenue with my buddy Leo. And he said to me, Leo Burmester, God rest his soul, a wonderful actor. Look him up. You've seen him in a million movies. But I said, "I don't get it, man. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it." And she acted like she loved me, and then all of a sudden she doesn't. I just don't get it. And I'm like 22, and he goes, "But she did love you. She didn't love you your way, but she loved you her way. She loved you. It was her way, not your way. And it set me free." My wife's looking at me like I'm not making sense. Well, what else is new? But it did set me free, and I just wanted to preserve the ability to feel and be in love again, as opposed to be armored and lock my heart in a steel chest where I couldn't get that spoon and break out of the prison of loneliness. And Leo saved my life that day over that hamburger, and then I met Kathryn down the road, and why can't that happen to you?
Lori, how are you feeling today?
I think, I feel fine. Again, I want to reiterate, I'm fine. But what spurred my question was a recent meet cute situation that I had, where I actually did enjoy the company of a gentleman that I talked to at an event about a month ago, and it seemed like a connection, but we parted ways with only each other's first names and occupations. And I came home thinking, what is this feeling? I haven't had this feeling in a long time. But there was this intangible barrier, like you were just saying, Mandy. It just kept me from going further with it and asking if he'd like to continue the conversation over coffee. And that barrier is my heart, right? It's like locked, and I just can't figure out a way to open it.
Well, Lori, it's a couple of things. First of all, you're pretty resilient. There's a line I love. Would you rather have an unused heart or a broken one? Oh. And you've been brave enough twice, and you still have a lot of love for your kid. And there's that Japanese thing, I think it's called kitsugi.
Kitsugi,
yeah,
I think.
Where you take broken things and mend them back together with gold leaf.
Yes.
And if you can feel despair, you can also feel joy, because you can still feel something, so you're not numb, Right. And this is a really hard time in history to live through. Yeah. And I try very hard not to start the day with the headlines, but with a long view, or start the day with joy or beauty, end the day that way, and fight the good fights, whatever they mean to you. But 61, you got a long way to go, and you're lucky if you're, in great shape. And I would say just, don't even think of yourself as armored. Practice imagining that heart of yours that's been well used and well hurt, but that it's still beating. Do you know?
Yeah.
Lori, listen to me. We've been doing this for about 15, 20 minutes.
Right.
We're making the pilot. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Of our podcast?
Yes.
This is the very first time we're doing it.
Yeah.
So we're all trying to figure out, what's this like? Do we like it? I'm really concerned that, Lori calls and she's like worried about having a relationship. I want her to have fun.
Well, why don't you ask
but Mandy,
Lori, are you having fun?
Yes, and that is why. So
Yes.
Here's the thing. I thought, who better to ask than you and Kathryn, because you have been together as long as you have navigated a relationship. And I look to people like yourselves for wisdom and guidance. That's why. I mean, my life is good. Don't get me wrong. I have a good life. I have a good career. But could it be better with love? Of course it could. So who do I look to as an authority on that subject? Somebody who has traversed these things like you two.
Can you define love, Lori? Can you define love to me? Can you define love to me, Lori?
That's pretty philosophical.
Forget it. Don't even try. It's undefinable.
Right.
Lori, it's undefinable.
Right.
I don't have a fucking clue what it is. I'll tell you what Kathryn always said about the two of us, because we've been through some horse shit. It's never me. I've been perfect, but on occasion she's had problems. But we make each other laugh. That's what we do.
Right.
And we can get pretty ugly, but we get so ugly that we start almost laughing at it at some point. And that's how we've survived. And what I wish for you is to never call another podcast trying to fix your relationship. Join the human race. We're all fucked up. We all have messed up relationships. Just have a great time. Have a great day. Go get a double scoop of your favorite ice cream and get a dog. Don't try to be with a person, for fuck's sake. Get a dog.
There you go, Lori. Mandy.
There you go.
He
Lori.
distills it into some ice cream and a dog.
Got it.
Which could work.
But
I love my dog. I mean, I love my wife too, but I love my dog more.
There's no question that he loves his dog more, Lori. I would say it sounds to me like you have your mojo. You have friends that you have a good time with. You like your job.
Yeah.
You have a loving kid.
Yeah.
You live in a great city.
Yep.
And it's like maybe not focus so much on what isn't there, and just really give yourself a lot of joy in the day, and be open to see what happens instead of actively looking for it every minute around the corner. Just love yourself, and
when
probably
you don't
somebody
love
will love you
yourself,
soon.
call a friend or call a therapist, or call back to our very successful podcast, and we'll give you some more advice. But I'm calling my therapist 24/7. I got a bill that could pay for a small country. Don't hesitate to ask for help, because it's hard being alive. And if you think you're the only one who's having a hard time, well, you're not. You're not everybody. We're all having a hard time. This thing being alive, it's a motherfucker.
It is,
And just join the club, get a dog, and eat some chocolate.
Okay.
Dog.
Eat some chocolate and double scoop of your favorite ice cream.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for us before you go?
No, I think you're both great. I appreciate.
Don't give
you
up
both.
your day job.
No, but Kathryn, Mandy, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Gideon, do you know about BetterHelp.com?
I do know about BetterHelp. I have a lot of friends who use it. Recently, it was World Mental Health Day, and this year, BetterHelp is shining the spotlight on therapists, people who truly make the world a better place. I certainly feel that about my own therapist.
I know we screw around a lot on our show, but I'm not screwing around with this. Therapy has absolutely saved my life. And I don't think Kathryn and I would have made it through 47 years of being together. But we've learned that listening is actually a virtue and something that we might try on occasion.
BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, and it works with an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. And I know, Dad, that you like the star system. 4.9 out of 5.
What's the star system? Oh, 4.9
the
out of
stars,
5, yeah.
the ratings.
Yeah.
4.9 is really good.
That's how I pick a restaurant. That's how I pick a therapist.
That's right.
That's right. And if they have liver and onions, don't throw that therapist away.
You mean if your therapist feeds you liver and onions?
If my therapist fed me liver and onions, I'd stay there 24/7, 365. I'd be the happiest person ever to have gone to therapy.
Well, if there's a therapist out there who provides such a service, you could probably find them at BetterHelp.com.
This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who've helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey today. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/don't listen. That's BetterHelp.com/don't listen.
Do you have any questions you want to ask me as a son to a father? Can I help you?
Actually, I have a question for you.
Yes.
About father to son.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
That's then we're in the right zone.
How do you impart like wisdom to adult children without sounding naggy or preachy?
I think that is one of the hardest things on earth, is how to give adult children any advice and not feel dismissed or that you're being intrusive. I try to be really choosy with what I give advice on, and also the dynamics, the tables turn. And you give me much more advice than I give you these days.
I agree. I learn more from my two sons than I have to teach them.
Yeah, so it really switches, but it still feels a little strange not to be able to say something. But usually I get in big trouble with you if I suggest something, especially if it has to do with any medical anything.
Yeah. I mean, what's your advice then to your children on how to give you advice that doesn't sound naggy or preachy?
Or patronizing.
That's a good question.
Patronizing, yeah.
Well, I don't think there's an answer you can buy at a little book at the checkout stand at the grocery store. Otherwise, I think everybody'd know how to do it. Mom became a part of a group called Usual Suspects, I believe, at the what theater was that?
New York Theater Workshop.
New York Theater Workshop, where you constantly preached a method of criticizing after a reading of a new play.
It's praise.
Explain how you did
first.
What is that?
Liz
It's Deb
something?
Lerman's critical response theory.
Yeah, give it. Just
Yeah,
say it.
well, you say a good thing first,
Yeah.
and then you ask people, is there any neutral response? Which I find impossible for any member of this family to have a neutral question.
Right.
Like instead of, why did you choose that hideous color green to cover your couch with? You say, what were you thinking of the color green in that material?
And then when do you give the criticism? After the neutral?
If somebody wants it.
Yeah, and then the criticism, oftentimes people are very wounded by it. You can have a mountain of good things. One little negative thing happens and human beings just trash
That's
themselves.
particularly you, honey. That's why we call it Mandy math,
You think I'm unique in the human race
I
with this?
think you are more sensitive, and 10 great things can happen. And if one shit thing happens, that one has more
But that is
power.
a phenomenon the world over.
Yeah, that is a phenomenon.
I mean, we all experience that.
But I actually think that's less with you, kid, than anybody I know, almost.
Well, that's because I've had these parents who maybe feel that greatly. I mean, I've learned
Feel what greatly?
the sensitivity of holding on to the one negative comment that happens. You can do a concert and have 10,000 people say you're a genius, and one person goes, "Why'd you choose that song?"
Who said that?
Larry. And then that's what sticks with you. But that's the great advantage of sometimes watching your parents struggle with things. If you're lucky, you get to not repeat some of that stuff and go a different way. I was trained watching you guys fixate on a negative thing, in so many ways and it never really benefit you.
Yeah.
That allowed me to do that a little bit less.
Yeah.
I want to hold that thought.
Yeah.
Can I say one other thing before you move on?
Sure.
That was one of the most extraordinary. That was the most extraordinary conversation I felt I ever had with you. We were out front of our apartment in New York, and we were walking, and you were doing your work, and we were kind of talking shop about work, and you were asking me questions. And then all of a sudden, you just showed me your arms, and you had your sleeves rolled up, or you had a T-shirt on, and you had goosebumps. You see, Dad, look. You said, Dad, look, see, I got goosebumps all over my arms. Because you said, I just realized that I spent my life watching you do wonderful work, and then you would beat yourself up thinking something wasn't perfect or right. And I just learned that was insane and worthless. And I couldn't understand why you did it. So I didn't do that for myself.
Yeah, because
I burst into tears.
Yeah.
Because I finally realized that it had some worth. Yeah. That all of that self-torture I put myself through had worth. That it taught you never to do that.
Yeah.
And even now when I retell it, I just am grateful that it had some value. That it kept you from being stupid.
Well, this is a thing in one way or another that I remind you of every 18 months or a couple of years because it's easy to forget.
I think human beings are the stupidest creatures on the planet.
I know.
And getting dumber and dumber.
But I think your ability to be emotionally open with your family and your children, even through struggling, even through anxieties and struggles, allows those around you to take away those lessons. There's a lot of parents and a lot of men in particular who have that, who feel all those things, but just keep it all bottled up. And you never get to see that as a kid, and you never get to analyze, okay, what did that give my dad? What did it take away from him? And so some of your biggest struggles in life have been my biggest benefits because I've gotten to watch what's helped you and what hasn't.
And you can't imagine what kind of a gift that is to me, to know that I guess I would think of them as mistakes that I couldn't help because it's just who I was then, that actually had value. Yeah. And I couldn't see it until that day.
I don't need to imagine it. I know you very well. and it feels great being able to share that with you.
I adore you.
This is a new weird phenomenon. Mandy figured out that when he says that to my mom, she laughs for
every
5 minutes.
Time. It's like laughing gas when I say those words to her.
It really, how does it, it keeps working.
I adore you.
It's really,
that's it.
It's just the irony. It's too much.
Irony.
Please ask us another. Does anybody else?
Yes, Pat has a question.
Oh, Pat, good, lucky.
Pat was curious, what's something you changed your mind about in your older years?
Wow. Sex.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. A friend, it was actually, I'll say who it was. It was Claire Danes' mom told her, I think it was her mom, that she said, sex is the glue of a relationship. And I think that is initially got some validity. But I can say for a fact, as you get older, it's not that sex isn't nice or feels good and all of that, but it has nothing to do with being the glue to our relationship. Our relationship is the glue to our relationship. Time is the glue to our relationship.
History.
I don't even have words. Just
seems like you have words.
No, I mean everything.
Really
everything that we've lived is the glue to our relationship. And I'm not criticizing Claire's mom. I think it's a valid statement at a certain point. But that has changed. That I cherish so many things far more than that.
Yeah.
Something I've changed my mind about. I think I've been forced to reconsider what I'm in control of and not in control of in terms of getting older. Mm-hmm. Until very recently, I really felt all aging stuff was just bullshit, and that I I was in charge of how I was going to do this, and I was not going to do it like other people because I was so special.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm finding more empathy for some of the absolute physiological challenges that may happen to some people 10 years earlier and some 10 years later. You know, I'm sort of stepping over the line of being defensive about, don't make an assumption about me because I have white hair and I can do anything you can do, and thinking, I'm making some adaptations, and I'm trying to think of it as not surrendering.
Mm-hmm. I had an interesting experience with you recently where you were getting nervous about doing a show in Singapore.
Oh, right.
That was quite a physical movement piece.
Yeah.
And you were worried about 17-hour flight.
Right.
And getting up on a table and dancing and getting knocked over by people moving around backstage. And you
In the
were
dark.
In the dark. And you were really scared in a way of feeling older. Like 78 is not 75.
It isn't. I feel 100 years older than 75. It's weird.
And it was very tricky for me in that moment.
Yeah.
Whether to say, yeah, do whatever makes you feel safe and take care of yourself versus do the fucking thing. You're a person who, even at this age, is very hungry for new experiences and is thriving off of connections and doing projects with other people where whatever you're doing, you're just trying to make it as good as possible. And I was still attached to that piece of the conversation, you know, making that important than anything else. But we hung up from that conversation for the first time. I was like, oh, I don't know if that's good advice. Like, how old are you? I don't want to push you into your
No, I know, and I think
crumble.
it's interesting the ways in which adult children deal with their aging parents or not. You know what I mean? And I'm very glad I went to Singapore, and I'm very glad you encouraged me. And I think if I ever really felt there was something that was really not worth the risk, I would listen to that. But I think I'd rather err on the side of risk and new experience.
Yeah, and that's why, I mean, at the end of that conversation, I was like, well, how would I feel if she did
die on the table,
fall off the table and die?
Well,
I was like, well, she'd be doing a very Kathryn thing, and she's doing a show with amazing people, and you know.
Yeah.
Who else in our family has taught us this lesson? Someone in our family's taught us this, consciously or unconsciously. We've had discussions about it.
What's the lesson of doing the risk?
Yeah. Being free, do the risk, live. Our dog, Becky.
Oh.
Because the idea was, until we found the satellite collar so she wouldn't go over the driveway and get hit by a car.
Yeah.
That and she's been porcupined 5 times, I think, and taken to the emergency hospital.
Lost track.
Yeah, but she has this place to run around. And she could, there are coyotes, there are porcupines, there are things that could happen. But we always said,
she's had the great
she's
life.
having
Just
a great
let her
life.
Be free.
And even if she got taken out, she got taken out doing, loving her life.
Well, and that's, I always said I
life.
wanted to go out, you know, mid-conversation. And you said mid-gesticulation. So I want to be as alive as I can, but it's only this year that I've been very, very lucky. You know,
so you want to die mid-conversation, mid-gesticulation. So that's like a heart attack or like an anvil falling on your head or something?
I mean, I just like to go, I guess, mid-living, you know, not diminished to the point where I don't know where I am or don't know things. And it is, it takes a kind of courage that I didn't realize before. You know, I understand more than I ever did the resigning, you know, the submission to an idea of how you're supposed to be older, because it takes more energy. You don't have this image of a battery, you know, that you're born with this battery and you don't even know it. It just goes 24/7. And then all of a sudden, just recently, I suddenly heard this, And I said, where the hell is that sound coming from? And it's me. And it's my battery. And it's saying, you need to recharge me. You need to take care of me for the first time. It's called Plug Me In by Taking a Nap. I never took a nap in my life. Was not interested, didn't need to. Dad needed naps when he was 25. I did not need a nap until I was 78. You know? There have been incredible people that are really thrilling to hear about how they're loving being 94. Yes, they miss not driving anymore, but everything else is fuller, greater, more relaxed, etc. You know? And there's a lot of encouragement and a lot of wisdom as opposed to denial and just, you know, shelving people of a certain age.
Yeah.
You know? And a lot of unhappy 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
You know, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, thanks, guys.
I would like to just advise our audiences to listen to what my wife just said.
That's great advice, Dad.
And not to listen to the title that says, don't listen to us. Listen to Kathryn, not us.
I would like now in front of all of you to just ask my beloved son if I ever have a suggestion about a medical expert that it might behoove him to say, you know what, thanks for that. I'm going to write down that information in case I ever need it.
I do say that, but you are out of control. I sneeze and I get 23 contacts for ear, nose, and throat doctor and an eye doctor and a foot doctor and a
you were on
doctors,
your way because you couldn't stop your nose from bleeding, and I said you might want to see a good ENT
Might see a foot
person
doctor for your bloody
instead of a person up here that didn't find a tick in the dad's eardrum.
I'd like to thank you so much for all of your suggestions, and I will be taking all of them.
All right.
Do you guys know what time it is?
And I leave you with this thought. It's $1 for a minute, just a minute of my time. The maximum is 50 and the medium's your mind. The minute that you get here and the door begins to close, clock starts a rolling, so you best be on your toes. We can talk about your mother and nail it to the wall. I'll call you schizophrenic and I'll teach you how to crawl. For only $50, I'll explain your nuts, and you'll thank me and your pain because I made you spill your guts. I'm Agna Cum from Harvard, I own 7 fountain pens. I live in Nova Scotia on the weekends for a tan. I own a new Mercedes, a camper, and a van, but it's the simple things in life that make a man a man. Crazy people, la 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 la. Crazy, crazy people, la 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 la. Hey now, oh yeah. See you next week.
Would you license that original number to this show for an affordable? Or can we not afford? We probably can't afford.
You need to talk to my people.
Your people. Thanks for all the callers. We want to hear from you. More questions, stories, advice for us, things you're thinking about. You can send an email to askmandyandkathryn@gmail.com. That's Kathryn, Kathryn, or check out socials for an easy way to send a voice note. And thank you so much for being here and tuning in. And let's be perfectly clear. Don't listen to us.
And if you've been listening, you've learned that lesson.
Don't Listen to Us is a Lemonada Media original. Hosted by Mandy Patinkin, Kathryn Grody, and Gideon Grody Patinkin. Created by Katrina Onstad, Debbie Pacheco, and Gideon Grody Patinkin. Executive producers are Kathryn Grody, Gideon Grody Patinkin, Mandy Patinkin, Katrina Onstad, Debbie Pacheco, Jessica Cordova Kramer, and Stephanie Whittles Wax. Our engineer is Ryan Derringer of Welterweight Sound. Video and audio production by Mark Whiteway of Bellows Media. Thanks to Lemonada's lead engineer, Ivan Kurayev. If you haven't subscribed to Lemonada Media Premium yet, now's the perfect time. You can hear Don't Listen to Us completely ad-free. Plus, you'll unlock exclusive bonus content like behind-the-scenes conversations, questions so weird they didn't make it on air, Becky the dog shenanigans, and more. Just tap the subscribe button on Apple Podcasts, head to lemonadapremium.com to subscribe on any other app, or listen ad-free on Amazon Music with your Prime membership. That's lemonadapremium.com. Don't miss out. We want to be really clear. We are not doctors or licensed therapists, just people with a lot of opinions. If you're facing a serious issue, especially related to mental health or addiction, we strongly encourage you to speak with a qualified professional. You are not alone. You deserve real help, not just a podcast.
Hey, everybody, I just want to remind you that my beautiful wife's play that she wrote and performs, a one-woman show called The Unexpected Third. Then there's some more to the title that I can't remember.
The rest is a radical, rollicking rumination on the optimism of staying alive.
Also known as The Unexpected Third.
Yeah.
It's going to be in Malvern, Pennsylvania for quite a number of weeks.
Yeah, it's from September 17th to October 19th, and Malvern is just outside Philadelphia.
Right, so it's not far. It's like a suburb. I'm telling you, I saw an early rendition of this play in a rehearsal studio with nothing but neon lights on the ceiling, and it blew me away and everyone else in the room. I obviously am prejudiced. I'm a fan of my wife. She's written many things, all wonderful, but this one, I swear to you, you will not be disappointed. It takes the cake. It is her gift to us all. Come see it.
Yeah.
I'll
It's
be
my
there.
favorite show.
Yep,
Mom is having to suffer through us.
It's very
She can.
uncomfortable sitting and hearing this, and I'm a nervous wreck. You'll never like it as much as you did.
Yes, he will.
That means it's going to be good. She's a total actress in this way. Always worried.
The Unexpected Third at the People's Light Theater in Malvern, Pennsylvania from September 17th to October 19th.
Starring Kathryn Grody.
The one and only.
It's a wonderful place.